Hey guys, welcome back to the Shot Clock. Ben Mankiewicz, Dave Rubin, and we wanted to break down some of the great drafts in NBA history. So our crack producer, Jason Rubin, he's pulled out three of the drafts for us that we really like. 1984.
Right, one from the 80s, one from the 90s, one from the aughts.
The aughts, there you go. 1984, 1996, and 2003.
All great drafts.
I'm going to say, before we even start this, my answer on which of these is the best is unequivocal. Is unequivocal? Did I add a B in there?
I think
unequivocal. Yeah, that sounds like a word. Yeah, there's no doubt which one of these is
That's
the
right.
best.
I have these same opinions. So
Yeah?
This is great.
All right, we'll see. We could be, our first fight could be on. All right, so let's start with 1984. Jason, you want to break this down for us?
So the four marquee players drafted in 1984. First overall, Hakeem the Dream. Number 3 overall, after Sam Bowie. Michael Jordan. Charles Barkley 5th, and John Stockton 16th. What a steal at the 16th pick, by the way.
Yeah, so the thing that I love most about this draft is that Michael Jordan was picked 3rd. We'll get to Sam Bowie in a second. Michael Jordan was picked 3rd, and you truly can't argue against what Houston did with Olujawon.
No.
Not only did he win a couple MVPs, at least 2, but they did win 2 championships, and he was the cornerstone of a great team for about 12, 13 years. So they did not make the wrong choice. Yeah, everything being equal, you probably make the other choice. But that's just how good Olujawon was.
And how much and then you look at the Blazers at number 2, because Houston didn't think about Jordan.
Yeah.
Olujawon was coming out. He was available. He'd gone to the University of Houston. That's who they were going to take, and it worked out.
Yeah.
Right? But Portland at number 2, how much they valued Clyde Drexler.
Yeah.
So they didn't take Jordan.
Well, Clyde Drexler is my hero.
Yeah.
And of course, they should have, because just to
how
the
great would they have been together?
Right.
So great.
Well,
together.
look, we just did a segment on the best duos of all time, and you were saying how that a lot of guys could have fit into that Pippen mold. I think there's no doubt that Clyde could have done it. So you could have been looking at those 6 championships for Portland. And Sam Bowie, look, in their eyes at that time, they were making the right choice. They had the guard of the future, and they needed their equivalent of Olujawon.
Whereas Portland lacked insight. The Rockets get a pass because you had just a truly generationally changing center, and you took him.
Yeah.
And it worked. Portland, there were reasons to doubt Sam Bowie, and there were also
He had been hurt already.
He'd been hurt already, and there were reasons to recognize, I get this might be a little duplication. Let's figure out a way how these guys play together. Like, they're too good.
Yeah.
This kid is too good. Right?
By the way, it wasn't the only time Portland did it, because then they did it again a couple years back with Greg Oden instead of Kevin Durant. So they've got an issue when it comes to drafting.
Yeah, they do.
Big men.
They've been stung twice.
But I guess we should mention this Barkley guy and this Stockton fella,
This
right?
Barkley guy is probably worth mentioning, and boy, do I remember the bullets taken. Dinner Bell Mel Turpin at number 6, and just missing Barkley, missing Barkley by 1, and then but Stockton at 16, the best sort of maybe pure point guard in this generation of the NBA anyway.
By the way, I'm going to throw in a guy that never made an all-star team, but played with Clyde and was a great player on Portland for many years, a team that made the finals a couple times. Jerome Kersey was taken out of Longwood College somewhere late in the 2nd round, ended up being a pretty solid player on some very good teams. So yes, 84.
Good call on that. Michael Cage. Good. Leon Wood became a referee in the NBA. And some interesting picks, although not other than those 4, not filled with a lot of stars. Otis Thorpe had a lot of good years in the NBA.
Won a championship.
So
won a championship with Olujawon. So
let's move forward to 1996, in which 5 marquee players. Allen Iverson, quite possibly, pound for pound, the greatest NBA player of all time, but not the greatest, just pound for pound.
Oh, good God, you have a lot to
thing
learn.
in basketball.
No, it isn't, but you measure his height against other people and his athleticism and what he did for the game, he could be the most, the greatest pound for pound. I can add whatever tag I want to Allen Iverson's name if I have enough reasoning. Stephon Marbury, 4th overall. Yeah, I watched him on the Knicks way too much. Ray Allen, 5th overall. Kobe Bryant, 13th, and Steve Nash, 15th.
Yeah, you just look at all these guys: Lorenzen Wright, Kerry Kittles, who had an okay career, Samaki Walker, Eric Dampier, Todd Filler, Vitaly Potapenko. All those picks after Antoine Walker, but before Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, that really makes you wonder. Look,
Peja in that draft too? Stojakovic?
Stojakovic came right after Bryant, and then Steve Nash.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Allen Iverson when he was playing. I'm not a big fan of him now. Yeah, he scored a lot of points, and he had one great year that it almost happened, but never made anyone better. And, is he in China now, or he's on the moon? Or I know he kind of made some guys better.
Made the Sixers better.
No, he did. He dragged that team. I get it. He dragged it, and I get the pound.
He stepped over.
He's so tough. Like you have to. I don't disagree with you on Iverson.
I always wanted him to practice more. That was my thing.
It's weird, but one of the reasons why he could get away with that practice thing was because he never didn't play hard.
Yeah,
it wasn't this. He wasn't a lazy player, didn't practice.
Right, but at the end of the day, his career was a lot of points and one championship run.
Yeah, that's right. That's true of a lot of guys, though. And Karl Malone was a lot of points, a lot of rebounds, and 2 championship runs,
Right, so 4th overall, Stephon Marbury. I mean, that's even a better example, a guy.
I think that hurts this draft.
No, I agree.
That hurts the case for this
That's
draft.
what I'm saying. A lot of points never made it to the finals.
Definitely made teams worse.
Yeah, made almost. I mean, remember when he came to the Knicks team?
The ball just stopped moving when it got to Steph.
Yeah,
but some good players on this list, no questions. I always like Ilgauskas.
Yeah.
Slowest professional athlete in the history of the world.
Yeah. Ray Allen, obviously.
Yeah, Ray Allen, greatest three-point shooter of all time. Yep, that's right.
Kobe, and then Steve Nash, who won two MVPs.
But Kobe is the only reason that this draft, I think, is considered one of the great drafts.
Yeah.
All right, so what about 2003?
I am shocked at that statement. 2003, LeBron James, 1st overall. Carmelo Anthony, 3rd overall. It's very similar, actually, to 1984 with Sam Bowie and Darko Milicic. As the 2nd pick, missing out on, not that Carmelo is winning any championships anytime soon, and I'm not comparing Carmelo to Michael Jordan, just how it kind of broke down with the mistake pick. Chris Bosh 4th, Dwayne Wade 5th. And Kyle Korver, 51st.
That's right.
Real quick on the Darko thing, I think you can make a strong argument that Detroit actually made the right choice by not taking Carmelo because they won a championship that year.
Yeah, that's true.
And had they taken
what about
Carmelo,
Bosh,
they wouldn't have won a championship. And Carmelo is doing the same thing in his career that Stephon Marbury.
That young Carmelo would have disrupted that team.
I'm pretty sure that
you can't win the championship more, so it worked out.
Right. I can't imagine. I think that, look, Milicic he did not play. I mean, flat out basically didn't play all season. Carmelo would have never not played.
Yeah, that's true.
And would have disrupted the locker room. That team was so in tune with each other.
That said, maybe they would have recognized it, would have dealt him. It was an asset. You can't really compliment them on the pick. It worked out, but you can't compliment the pick itself.
Right. It was a mistake that ended up helping them win a championship. I think you could say that much.
But a mistake made by Larry Brown, and he's entitled to make an occasional mistake.
I think it might have been Dumars.
Well, Brown was the coach. I know Brown liked him. I know Brown really. If I'm remembering that correctly, Brown was a big Milicic guy. Anthony Bothell. But look at the guys, the quality players from that draft still playing, and occasionally some valuable minutes. Chris Kaman, Kurt Heinrich, still playing. Mm-hmm. Nick Collison, still with the same organization, drafted by the Sonics at number 12, just signed an extension. Luke Ridnour, David West at 18, still around. Boris Diaw, Josh Howard playing until recently.
Boris Diaw just got good.
Jason Capono and Luke Walton. All right, maybe not. Mo Williams, 2nd round, 47. So guys still with significant usefulness in the NBA drafted in 2003. It's 2015. That's not easy.
Yeah, that's not easy. Obviously, we're skimming over LeBron James.
We're skimming over the greatest player.
He's pretty good.
Ever.
Let's not forget, of course, that Bosh and Wade did win 2 championships together. So I was looking at these 3 lists. By my simple math here, and I'm not a mathematician, the 84, those 4 guys won 8 championships. The 96, those guys won 7. And the 2003, they won 6.
Interesting. All right.
2003 still has time. LeBron.
Also, we're leaving some.
Yeah, and we're leaving out
we're leaving out some like Boris Diaw. Obviously, he's got a championship.
Oh, okay. Out of the premier picks.
Right, and actually, our 84 list only has 4 players here from the initial ones that we went with. The next one has 5, and the 2003 has 4. So.
To the big moment of, and we'll start with Dave. Out of these 3, what was the best?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. This is the 1984 draft. Michael Jordan. That's really all I need to say. But that being said, the Olujawon, and for every reason I said him, again, they picked Olujawon, and you could argue that it wasn't the wrong pick over Michael Jordan. So I don't see any argument here. And I know that you can't disagree with me.
The 2003 draft is freaking impressive. I mean, It's deep. There are guys still playing, useful players still playing.
Well, you can't hold it against Olajuwon that he's not playing.
He should still be playing. By the way, what do you think, By the way, if Olajuwon was still playing now, I bet he'd get 9 points, 11 boards, a couple of blocks.
Yeah, if he just stand there, he could do it.
It's that great story of Ty Cobb talking about pitching now, and some guy runs into him at a bar in 1970, and he's like, what do you think? Game's changed a lot today, and he's like, I was tougher in my day. He's like, what do you think you'd hit? But he goes, yeah, but the slider, they throw a lot of different pitches. What do you think you'd hit today? And Cobb goes, I don't know, probably 270, 30 steals. The guy's like, what, you hit 366, you only think you hit 270? He's like, well, I'm 60 years old. So 2003 is an impressive draft to me. Jason tried to make an argument for 96. I just don't see it.
I don't see it at all, yeah.
Easily dismissed. 1984 wins this, and it's not even close. I mean, Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon is enough all by itself, and then you just throw in Charles Barkley and John Stockton. Those are throw-ins to this trade.
Yeah.
That is a NBA transformative draft, even though the rest of that draft is fairly unimpressive. There were not a lot of even useful.
Oh, you don't want to give it up for Jerome Kersey? I said Longwood College.
I'll give it up for anybody with the Jerry curl.
He did have a Jerry curl. There you go.
Leave your thoughts about what draft.
All right, what do you guys think? There's no debate here, but if you'd like to share your comments and your thoughts, let us know in the comment section right down below.